Hi, this is Mark from Orange Rocket. I hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to talk about market share. So when we're working with a particular e-commerce brand that wants to either launch on Amazon or wants to grow their brand on Amazon, they're already there, then the first thing we're looking at is products. So there's no point us building quality listings or enhancing listings or advertising if the qualities of the products isn't sound. So I want to talk about market share and how we would probably evaluate potential market. So let's say, for example, you're selling a dog crate. It's a medium one. You've got a range of dog crates. We're evaluating the medium one. So is it worth me launching this brand onto Amazon? So the first thing we tend to look at is market share. So we might go to somewhere like Google Trends and potentially type in some keywords related to that to say, well, look, is it static? The market for dog crates is fairly stable, has been for quite some time. We can obviously look at longer time periods. I imagine that, that's going to be going up gradually. And so we can look at that. So let's just have a look at the tools. Now, we tend to use a variety of tools. This is Helium 10. We've got Data Dive. We've also got Jungle Scout, but you don't have to necessarily use these tools to do what we're doing. So what we're doing is we're looking at the market for dog crates. So we are typing in what we believe to be the main keyword. Now, what you can do if you're not sure what the main keyword is that you can extract a couple of the top sellers. Just type in any generic keyword related to that category, go to Cerebro or one of the reverse ASIN tools and just see what sort of keywords they come back with. We can do that on another video. So we can see that over this that we've got a variety of products. Now, what we're going to first do is we're going to get rid of those products that aren't necessarily, that are ranking for this keyword, but aren't necessarily in our market space. So we might get rid of this big wooden one. It isn't what we sell. It isn't necessarily suitable. So I'm just going to stop the video and just go through a few of those that aren't relevant. Okay, so I've removed some of the ones that aren't necessarily in this market, the big wooden ones and things like that. So we can see that the price range of this market is, sort that, from £90 right down to £30. Now, obviously depends on what you're necessarily going. And with time, you could go down and identify probably a more accurate assessment of what the market size is if you could reduce some of those down to, but I'm just trying to show the principle. So what we would do now is we would drag this into a Excel spreadsheet. So we can see here that I'm going to just hide these columns here because we don't necessarily need them for let's just hide the buy box. So we've got potentially we've got a bunch of competitors. So we're now looking at, well, what's the market? So we can start saying, well, the market average price is, so the market average is 46. So if we're selling products that are £90, £100, then what are the traits of those competitors that are selling those products? But that essentially, where's it gone? So that essentially is where we would start looking at the niche and competitors. But for today's purpose, all we're doing is looking at the revenue. So we're looking at the revenue. So we can see that the market is worth, if I've got this market right, it's worth £375,000 a month. There are 29 competitors. Obviously we could do this in different ways, but we can essentially see that on average a seller might expect to do on average 12 £12,000, £13,000 a month. And the average number of units, if we just copy that there, copy that, average number of units, let's just make that a general number. Average number of units is going to be about 300 a month, so about 10 a day on average. Obviously that takes some outliers into account. We could potentially remove some of the high outliers and just say, right, well, we can start getting down into more detail by just saying, well, look, our product is £50, sorry. So let's remove the low price and the really high price. So what are the 4 or 5 competitors in our direct niche within our market? And so we can say, right, well, the market's worth 12,000, and then the average price is about 46. So we can start to compare how we fit into the market and what's the size of the market. So we can do, if we had a product that was a particular niche product that was similar to one of the current products that were on the market, we can have a look and say, right, well, if we were to take this one, for example, which is a 30-inch folding metal medium crate, see if we can find that. Sorry, what was the brand name? Noblesia, if I can pronounce that correctly. There we go. So it's this particular product here. So if I was going to be selling a similar product to this, what are the characteristics that make this? Well, this is the selling price. Here are the ratings. We can look at the ratings, and I'll do future videos on how we can use ratings. You can now use AI and things like that to analyze and summarize. What are the quality of the listing like? There's video there. You can see that they do small, medium and large. We've got the medium product here. So if we're doing a similar product to this, then we can expect to be somewhere in this region if this is a fair price. And we can expect to do that based on the fact that there's 106 reviews. It was launched in 2021, so it's a couple of years old. And so we can start getting a feel for the market. So if we've got an equivalent product that we're going to put onto the Amazon marketplace, then we can get a feel for what sort of sales we can expect, what sort of reviews we need to generate, what are the issues, what do people like, what don't people like, and start getting a feel for the quality. So, if there were, 100 competitors and they were sharing the sales, and let's say, for example, there was, instead of 29, there was 100 competitors, then each competitor on average is getting 3,700. So you might say, right, well, actually, to be honest, that market is not worth us going into because the market share is too small. Now you can start looking at sub niches and say, well, okay, the average is 3,000. However, to get the big numbers, the big sales, what are the characteristics of that? And very often this is something that people don't look at. They just launch on Amazon and they don't start looking at the market for these type of products. And they say, right, well, let's have a look at what are the characteristics of those that sell well? What are the characteristics in terms of price? So the big ones are price. So does the market sell predominantly high-priced items? They're the big sellers. Low-priced items, they're the big sellers. If I brought my product into the market and I was to, for example, put my product there and I was to sell it at £50, how would I fit into the market in terms of price, in terms of other factors, in terms of reviews and price and things like that. So where would I fit in? And then obviously this one here would be what I can expect. And that's kind of how we sort of tend to look at things. Come back here. We tend to look at things at this level here. So we're looking at what's the market size, what's the market share. You can actually start doing more calculating by saying, well, look, we can expect, based on our price, based on what we've got, we can expect to do 500 units. We can expect to do about 500 units. So we're going to be getting slightly higher than average market share. So a unit doing 500 units obviously is going to be slightly above average, and you can start working out what's the market share. So obviously this product here, if we was to make a insert here, so this product here, the total sales is that divided by that as a percentage. So that product there has got 26% of the sales. So a product doing 500 would have approximately 7. I know it's not completely accurate because I've just taken that out, but it kind of gets, we can start looking at market share and things like that, and that's essentially how we start evaluating products at this level, and how we kind of then say, right, well, is it worth us competing in this market? Thanks very much for listening. I hope that's been useful. I'm Mark from Orange Rocket, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.